at 6 to join us at 6, and that she would watch the YouTube channel. So.
Okay, that's good. We'll send, if we can, you record this and then we can send the link to all the chairmen.
Yeah, to the same group.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
We did not send this to all chairmen. We only sent it to the ones who are going to report. So we have 28, well, we have actually a little bit more than 28, but about 30 people reporting. And I put in the email that I sent out originally a minute and a half. And really, you can bump that up. Let's do like a minute and 45 seconds. The reason I don't want to go to 2 minutes is because by the time you give your report, or you walk up there, you give your report, and then you walk back and sit down, it ends up being like 2.5 minutes. And we are slam packed for this business session. And I'll let y'all in on a little secret. If you've read the call to conference and read the bylaws, we have an hour's worth of bylaws. Melody is doing it. It's mostly national mandates that we just have to change. It's not like it's going to be a lot of discussion, but I asked her, I said, would you read through everything you've got just like you'd read it and tell me how long it is? And she emailed me back and she said, it's an hour. That's with no discussion. So we know that the afternoon session is going to be primarily bylaws. So we can't run over too much with committee reports, or some people just won't be able to report. And I didn't want that to happen. So I'd rather us all cut down just a little bit. But I think if you do a minute and 45 seconds, then that'll allow 15 seconds for you to get up there and to get back so the next person can come up. And then I've kind of added it up, and I think we'll be able to fit. I did want to kind of give you a layout of how it was going to work, because we are having to do things a little bit differently. There will be, at the head table, there will only be 4 people. We had, because of social distancing. So we have a podium mic on the platform that I'll be at, and Betty will be on the platform. And then there'll be a podium mic on the floor as well. So it won't be like just a mic. We're going to have an actual podium mic. So there will be some jump seats, just like normal. We'll have them kind of spaced apart. So just watch where you come in the agenda. And as soon as you see that you're like 3 or 4 people out, go on and walk up there and sit in one of the jump seats. You'll have your mask on at all times. And then when you come to the podium, you can take the mask off, you give your report, and then when you finish, you can put your mask back on and go back to your seat. We do have, one of my pages will be seated right there near the podium mic. So after every speaker, they will take a Clorox wipe and wipe off the microphone and, the podium right there, so that, when you go up there, it should be clean. That's kind of how the flow is going to go. Let me think if there's something else on that. Well, if something else hits me, I'll tell you. The other thing I wanted to just kind of go over with you is what I'm kind of looking for in the oral reports. Normally you do your written report for the proceedings, and that's fine. You do it the way that you want to do it, or the way that it's been done before. If you look back in the proceedings, what they put in there is fine and you like it, you can kind of go by that. However, I'm not really looking for that in the oral reports. And I'm going to use Heather's on this line, and because I kind of talked with her about it earlier, I'm going to use JAC as an example. But what I'm looking for is to highlight the chapters. And what sometimes we tend to do is highlight the committee. The committee did this, and the committee did this, and the committee did this. And this number of chapters did this, and, kind of like that. But what I want to do, if we can, is to highlight the chapters a little bit more by actually calling out chapter names. So I'm going to give you an example. Like on Junior American Citizens, I'm going to read to you, but I apologize. It says, this is what you could say that I really would prefer you not say. Let's see, this chair was very impressed with the artwork, creative expressions, and community service that the students provided. They created posters, banners, stamps, short stories, poems, and that represent the theme. And they also learned a lot about what makes our country great. Well, that's wonderful, but that is actually what JAC does. It's not what it doesn't specify any chapters. It's kind of like reading the CIP. It's kind of what it sounds like. But Heather, let me find Heather's. We kind of looked at it, and she is going to say something along the lines of, she'll talk about the total 97 JAC groups, 65 articles published, but Thomasville received 73 state awards and 66 regional awards. Trelita received 11 state awards and 9 regional awards. And we also awarded a Thatcher Award to Thomasville, Trelita, and Reverend John Andrews. So it's telling more about what the chapters did. And that way, when those people are called, if you will say, when I call your name, please stand, if you're the chapter regent or chapter representative, because I want these chapters to be highlighted. This has been a really rough year. It's been hard. And our chapters have done an incredible job of persevering through this pandemic. I mean, they have met, whether it's by Zoom or in person, they have strived to keep doing activities, and we want to call their names out. So if you can say, like when Heather, when you're about to do this, at the beginning, you may want to say when you get to that part, say Thomasville, if you're the chapter regent, please stand. And when I call your name, please stand, so we can see those people and they can get some kudos and warm, fuzzy feelings from us, because it's really what makes DAR what we are in the state of Georgia. And if it wasn't for the chapters doing the work, we wouldn't be who we are. So we just want to pump them up, excite them, and really just kind of, when you come up there, just have some energy, rather than, I know I've been to some state conferences and I'm just like, okay, it's just reading, and I'm not really like feeling anything. I want to feel y'all. I want those chapters to feel you and to be like, this is great. I'm so excited. That's what you want to kind of get across to them, because we are so proud of them. That's what we want them to know, and they need to feel that. So that's kind of all I was going to tell you, I think. That's all I can think of. Do y'all have
Trudy has a question?
Yeah, I have a question. The other night I was thinking about my speech and kind of putting it together, and I thought, now, are all of us going to get up and say, thank you, Madam Regent and President General? That takes time too. Are we going to be all getting up and saying, and which one honored first? I would think the President General, but
no, the President General #1 will not be in there. But even if she is in there, you have to remember that on the state level, the state regent is the highest office.
Okay.
So you never address the President General before the state regent at their state conference. But she's not even going to be in there. So you would only address me. So when you come to the podium, all you have to say is, Madam State Regent. Then you give your report, and then at the end, you don't have to go into all this glorified stuff. You can just say, thank you, Madam State Regent, for allowing me to serve. I mean, it's pretty quick. But if you want to just, gush all over me, I'm not gonna be upset. I'm gonna love you for it, but don't feel like you have to. But don't worry about the PG. That was something Heather was a little concerned about. She's like, oh my gosh, I've got to get up and talk in front of her. Lady, she puts her pants on just like we do. And she's been right where we are. So she's very, down to earth, good person, but she will be flying in that morning, and she'll probably get to the hotel at about 10 o'clock or 10:30. So Lauren Baker is her page. She's going to take her on up and get her settled in the room. And then we will pause the business session if she comes in. I've let them know, and I've let her know actually, that I would like for her to come and bring greetings during the business session if she gets there. And so we will pause it, allow her to come in, give some brief greetings, and then she's going to leave, and we're going to finish she probably won't get there till like 11. We're going to finish by 11:30 because the lunch starts at 12. Now, just so you all know, when she leaves, she is going to go out in the hall. We're going to find a place for her that's kind of spacious, and she will be just greeting daughters, taking photo ops. Dwight will be with her. So as people are walking, say, from their rooms to the ballrooms or to the bathroom or around the lobby, they'll just be able to say hey to her, get a picture or something like that. She's going to meet and greet for a while. Then we'll go to the lunch. If you are registered for the lunch, then that's fine. If you're not, just know that the restaurant is open, the Starbucks there, that little cafe, it's open, and so you can get lunch, and the hotel is well aware that because we couldn't fit everybody in this room, they have to be ready at the restaurant. So she will also go to the lunch with the DAR school lunch, but when she's done there, she's going to go back out in the hall, and she's just going to be standing in a certain area so that people can meet and greet with her. We will go back into business session at 2 o'clock. She'll still be outside as long as people want to talk with her, and then she'll go to the room and start getting ready for the night. One thing I did just want to, I sent an email out to the state officers today, and I thought I would just give y'all a rundown if I can find it. Just so y'all are the leaders in the state. So people are going to be looking to you and asking you questions. So I want you to be aware of what's going on. So I thought I'd just give you a brief overview. We do have 429 people registered. That is way, way more than I ever dreamed. During this time, the majority of people evidently have gotten their shots. I feel like I'm talking about puppies. We've all gone and gotten our shots, but everybody's gotten their shots. They're feeling more comfortable. They're ready to get out. So I'm really pleased that many people decided that they wanted to come. So we are up to 429, but that does not mean that they could go to every event. There are some people that are just doing the business session and then leaving, or they're just doing, one dinner and leaving. So probably our biggest event is in about 270, I think, are the dinners. That's about how many are in those. But pictures, the state chairman, that's Saturday. No, that's Friday night, right? Kathy, can you look at the?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's Friday night. We are, I'm debating. We're kind of going to wait and see about the weather. And if it's nice weather, we might decide to move outside. Okay, let me answer this question that Judy just sent. Do we give our awards at the business session? No, you do not give out any awards. You need to get your awards to the page at the Pages Lounge. They will put it in the chapter regents packets. But you're up there just announcing the awards. You don't pass out any awards. Can you tell the award winner? Can we tell the award winners in our report? Trisha Powers, where are you, Trisha? Oh, I see you. Yes, that's what, evidently you just came on, right? Okay. Yeah, we said we wanted to, I can't hear you. You're muted.
There. I heard most everything, but I had my hand up and then I thought I'll just put my hand down and ask her when she's done. So
well, I guess I got sidetracked. After I asked for questions, it was like, forget, I'm not answering your questions. But yes, you announce the awards. That's the main thing I want you to announce, because I want the chapters to be highlighted.
yes.
And I want you to ask them to stand
Yeah,
when
I
you
heard
announce their award.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
maybe
yeah,
this wasn't
that's the main
audio.
thing, is to highlight the chapters.
Yeah.
So
I think the
announce your
audio wasn't
awards.
done.
Do what?
I think my audio was not plugged in when you actually said that sentence about announcing awards. So I
Oh, okay.
apologize. I was, fumbling.
No worries. No worries. You look good. I hadn't seen you in so long. But anyway, back to state conference.
Okay.
The rest of it.
The
Yes.
pictures are Friday, 5:30 to 5:45.
Okay. So we planned on a lot of time because we will meet in rhododendron, the same room that we usually meet in. There will be risers in there. We are going to have to decide if it's pretty weather, it might be better for us to go outside and take a picture since we're such a large group and we can kind of spread out. But if we are in rhododendron, we're going to try, we may end up doing 2 pictures and split the state chairman. But we will be wearing our masks. You wear your mask the whole time, even for the pictures. And the way that I look at this is we are an organization that wants history to be recorded and we want it to be accurate. Well, 100 years from now, when they're looking back at our proceedings, we want them to know that we had to wear masks all the way through, that this was a pandemic. So we will be wearing masks. And I hate that, that you won't be able to see your face, but we'll be back next year. And hopefully the mask will be gone and all of our beautiful faces will show. But for this year, we just need to be authentic. We need to show what was really happening. And so I am going to put in the proceedings the pictures with the masks. It won't be just like when you look back to 1919, you see all those ladies and they have their masks on. It's something that you need to have a record of. So I think it's a great idea. So I want to encourage you to bring multiple masks. Just buy the ones to match your gowns and your suits and whatever, so that you just feel totally fashionable. I'm almost ashamed to say that I did go out and buy several that match my outfits. My daughter thought I had lost my mind. I kind of thought it too for a little while. But anyway, I'm going to be color coordinated.
I think Heather was trying to say something.
Do I?
Oh, I was just saying that I did the same thing.
Okay, good. I'm not the only one. All right, so that's the pictures on Friday night. Then I wanted to let y'all know that due to social distancing, I told you that the head table only had 4 people at it. Well, Evergreen, which is the main ballroom, usually holds like 500 people. This year, it's only going to hold 154. Well, we had way too many daughters that wanted to come. And so we worked out several different alternatives. Some of them worked, some of them didn't work. But the best thing we came up with in talking with the hotel is to use 2 ballrooms. So we're going to use the Evergreen Ballroom and the Stone Mountain Ballroom. And we will have the program actually being held in Evergreen, and we are going to simulcast it into Stone Mountain. So where the head table would be in Stone Mountain Ballroom is going to be a big screen. And we will have a table number 1 there that will have state officers on Friday night, and it'll have state officers and some honoraries on Saturday night. There will be pages all in both rooms. And so we will be able to watch the same thing happening. The camera is going to get the head table. It's going to get the podium mic on the floor. He's going to get all the awards. So you'll be watching it just as if it's actually there in front of you, but it'll be a screen. It's random who gets in Evergreen and who gets in Stone Mountain. There's not any preferential treatment. The only thing that we did do was award winners that are actually receiving an award have to be in Evergreen. So those people, will have to be there, but the rest of it is random. We also, because of just the nature of having to pull this together, we did not want to commit to say we're putting chapters together. You might be together, but I can't guarantee you're going to be together. You might be making new friends and sitting with other people, which is a great thing. So that's just kind of, I wanted you to be prepared for that. And so when you get your name tag, your seat is going to say either E and the table, like E10, or it's going to say S for Stone Mountain Ballroom, S30 or something like that. So I wanted y'all to have an idea that that's how we're going to do it. Now, because we did that, we were able to serve 270 women. They're able to come. Otherwise, we would have had to cut state conference off way, way early. And I just hated to do that. Now, for the business session, all voters are in Evergreen. We're doing a theater style seating so we can fit more people in. It's not going to have tables, so you won't have a table during the business session, but all voters will be in there. So the bulk of who you're going to be speaking to is in Evergreen, but we do have some overflow, some people who are not voters, and they will be in the amphitheater. So we will be simulcasting it into the amphitheater. Now, if they have questions or whatever, they can walk across the hall and we will let them speak in the microphone. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of questions as far as the bylaws go and all that. Let's see. Processionals. We won't be having your traditional processionals. Just the 4 people who are at the head table will walk in from the side door. We will have a color guard. We will have the flags, but we don't have a center aisle. It took up way too much space. So we'll be coming in from the side door. And this may be overkill, but I want y'all to know it because if people ask you questions, y'all need to be in the know. I've already told you about the PG. No room service in the hotel as far as I know. Now that may change, who knows, but you need to be prepared. Bring snacks, bring drinks, bring whatever you want to your room. There's also no bellman. So just be prepared. Vicki is going to have some of the conference committee and some pages there to help people if they, need assistance in getting your things to the room. But for the most part, it's almost like we're at workshop long time ago when we went to, the doors open to the outside and we all got our stuff to where we needed it to be. So we can do this, but I think that's it. Now, are there any questions? I feel like I've asked this once and then I got on a tangent. Anybody?
Will I be wiping the microphone for everybody?
Yes, you will. And I'll be talking to you and Mia about that. Y'all will have Clorox wipes. And when somebody leaves, you will wipe it off. And then you'll sit back down. The next person will come up. They'll talk into it. They leave. You'll wipe it again. You're just going to be wiping all day long.
No need for me to be in a jump seat, though, since I'm talking to.
That's right. You'll be up at the platform.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? Yes, Lydia.
Are we going to have a receiving line after the evening meeting?
Good question. We are not.
Okay.
No receiving lines. We will, the head table will recess out and probably the honoraries and the state officers, especially for the honoraries, just to get them out because I know that Edwina uses a roller. I think Carolyn might be having a roller this time. She had injured her leg. She broke a bone in it right before Fall Forum. And that's why she wasn't able to be at Fall Forum or else she would have been there. So she's planning on coming. It's recovering well, but she might be on a roller as well. So I kind of want to get them out before the mad rush of everybody. So we'll be standing outside of the room, like the PG will, I will, Joyce will, we'll kind of hang around. So if people do want to say hey or have a picture made, we can do that. But I just didn't feel comfortable doing the receiving line and having us all breathe and hug on one another as much as I'd love to. But.
I think that's going to be the biggest temptation of, wanting to hug and, be close because you haven't seen each other for so long, but oh well.
Well, we did do it in Florida. I really paid attention to how they did things just to see how it would flow. And everybody did wear their mask. And I'll tell you why they wore their mask. This was pretty enlightening to me. They were at a Renaissance, which is a Marriott property, and they were told that they needed to wear their mask, just like they did with us. And so everybody wore it. The weekend prior to that, there was a conference, and people were not wearing their mask, and they shut the conference down. The Marriott shut it down. So I don't know if y'all read the blog last week, but I put in there, please wear your mask. We don't need any interruption due to not abiding by the protocols. So I don't want them to shut us down because we're not doing what we're supposed to do. So that was kind of enlightening. The other thing was everything tended to go smoothly, and the PG was there. I watched how they gave out awards, and they did pretty much what they always do. People did hug. They didn't always stand off from each other. I hugged several people. Some people are okay with hugging, some people are not. But everybody had on their mask, so I think most people felt a little more comfortable. They had tables, people went around, and they had baskets, people were buying tickets. So, I mean, there was a lot of, swapping of money and, people touching things, and nobody really freaked out over that. But they did try to do as much, safety precautions as possible, but not to be on top of people to say, you can't touch so-and-so, it wasn't like that. But we are going to have, I've talked to the state officer, so I don't know if I'm repeating myself or not, but we are going to have, what's the stuff called? Your hands.
Sanitizer.
That's the word. Yeah, we're going to have sanitizer at all. I'm kind of going crazy at this point. I think I've repeated myself 20 times. At all the tables that have award winners, like at the lunch, if you're an award winner, they'll be, and you've got to go up and get an award because, those children go up and they actually receive the award and then they go sit back down. There's sanitizer on their table so that they can wipe their hands and feel like they're clean again. And we're wiping the microphones and we're wearing our mask and we're trying to we're sitting far apart from one another. So we're trying to do everything we can. But are there any other questions that y'all can think of about the logistics, about how the sessions are going to go?
This is Ginger. I apologize if I missed it. I thought I read earlier that we had approximately 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Uh-huh. We are actually going to have, you did miss it. We talked about this at the beginning, but that's okay. We added 15 seconds. Rather than going to 2 minutes, if you can do it in 1 minute and 45 seconds, then that allows the other 15 seconds for you to get up there and get down. We want the reports to be mainly about the chapters, giving awards, announcing awards, and not just talking about this is what the committee does and this is, that kind of thing. Your written report, though, I do stress they don't have to be exactly alike. You can add a little bit in your written report. If your other one is like super short, like you don't have much, you just have a few awards and you just want to announce them and be done, don't feel like you have to make up a bunch of stuff to say, but you can write it in your written report. And there are several committees that just wanted to file their reports. I mean, especially if they didn't give anything and didn't highlight any chapters. So, and that was fine, Any other questions? Well, y'all, this has been great. I hope that y'all feel like you feel a little bit better, in the know about what's going on. I hope it's great. This next week, I hope that everybody has a positive attitude. I hope that they're very flexible. We could be flying by the seat of our pants at times. You never know. If a change comes, we're just going to have to go with it. And so there could be some uncertainty while we're there, to think, oh my goodness, this isn't going to work. We got to do this. But we just got to make it happen and have a positive attitude while we're doing it. And I know that y'all will. And just, if you hear complaints, try to turn it around. Like when somebody comes up and says, oh, I'm so sorry, I can't do such and such. Well, isn't it great that we can just be together at all? I mean, it may not be exactly what we had before, but we're getting there. So try to turn around any negativity that you hear, because I'm sure there will be some, but that's what we're here for, is to turn everybody's attitude around and make it a happy event. So I don't have anything else unless y'all have something. Anybody got any great news they want to share?
Oh, okay. I'll
Okay,
share some
Betty,
great
what's your
news.
great news? Where'd she go?
Betty, you're
I can't hear you.
Now,
Yes.
my granddaughter that's in the Air Force got promoted to captain yesterday.
What did she say? I didn't hear it.
My granddaughter that's in the Air Force
Uh-huh.
promoted to captain yesterday.
Oh,
Oh, yay. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
OB,
Yeah?
I have 4 nieces that are being approved as juniors this and next month.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is really good. Those are things
Two
that
were approved last week entirely with their numbers. And so the other 2 have just gone in completely today. Yes, today.
Well, y'all are gonna think I'm terrible. I have Mia's paper sitting right here, and I have not even got them in. She told me today, she said something about being at state conference, and she was asking about Heather, and I said, Heather, because Heather's my other page, and she said, I said, Heather's a member, and she goes, well, I signed that stuff. I ought to be a member. I said, well, you're not, because I hadn't sent it in yet. So you're doing a lot better than me in it. I appreciate that. Y'all just keep bringing them in.
Well,
Anybody?
Amory will be paging for the first time. So
Uh-huh.
I'm just happy that she agreed to page.
Oh, I am too. I saw her name on there. I'm really glad she's willing to page too. I hope she has a blast.
That's what I promised her. I said, I promise it'll be fun.
It will be. It will be. They have more fun than you think they do. And Mia tells other people, it's kind of hard to get it across that this is fun. It's like I'm taking care of a bunch of old women and I'm just kind of passing notes from one to another, and I just stand there, and it doesn't sound fun, but for some reason it's fun. So
I love doing it.
we can't hear you, Heather.
Said I love doing it, and I learned so much. I can only do it for 3 more years, so I'm gonna do it as long as I can. I feel like I'm in an old timey movie where your scene is like ladies in waiting and you're following the queen around.
Oh, that should make you feel really good. You're like an old timey movie.
You're the queen.
Well, I'm glad. All right, well, if there's nothing else, I guess that's going to be it. I kept y'all a lot longer than I thought. I thought it would just be 15 minutes, but when I get talking, it kind of goes a little longer. But y'all are great. I appreciate so much what you're doing. I can't say thank you enough. When you get in this position, you really begin to realize that if you don't have people that are passionate about their jobs and want to do it, you're not going to get anything done. So to know that you've got chairmen that love what they do and they are passionate about it and they are excited and want to, get the chapters going, it really means the world. So I appreciate y'all's commitment, that y'all were willing to dedicate 2 years to doing this, and you're doing a great job. And all I can say is thanks. I know that doesn't mean much, but I really mean it. So y'all have a good evening, and I will see y'all on, I guess, Thursday or Friday, whenever you come to town. Okay? Bye, everybody.
Thank you.